Introduction script. Have you ever felt a sudden, unexplainable weight in your spirit, as if the entire universe is trying to get your attention before the clock runs out? Welcome back to the channel. If you are hearing this right now, it is not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment because you have been identified as a chosen one. In today's session, we are diving deep into a message so urgent that it takes precedence over everything else in your life right now. I need you to stay with me until the very end because throughout this video you are going to learn how to decode the signs you've been seeing, how to navigate this spiritual emergency, and exactly what God is requiring of you in this specific season. You're about to gain a level of clarity that will change the way you see your purpose forever. Would you like me to draft the core content for the first 3 headings now? The moment you clicked on this video, the atmosphere around you shifted because this is not just another piece of content. It is a divine intervention designed to stop you in your tracks. You are currently standing at a spiritual crossroads where the noise of the world is being silenced so that you can finally hear the frequency of the Creator. This message is categorized as an emergency, because the window of opportunity for your next level is opening, and God is demanding your full, undivided attention before you consume any more distractions. You may have noticed a strange restlessness in your soul lately, a feeling that something big is looming on the horizon, yet you couldn't quite put your finger on it. This internal friction is actually a spiritual alarm system going off, signaling that the business-as-usual phase of your life has officially ended. By watching this before anything else, you are prioritizing the sacred over the secular, ensuring that your spirit is fed the essential truths required to survive and thrive in the coming shift. Every second you spend scrolling through mindless media is a second you lose in preparation for what has already been set in motion for your life. The reason this message is so time-sensitive is that there are instructions hidden within this dialogue that your soul has been thirsting for, even if your mind didn't realize it. God is calling for an immediate pause in your daily routine because the direction you are headed needs a radical, divine recalibration that can only happen in this moment of stillness. This wake-up call is a testament to your importance in the grand design. The heavens do not send emergency alerts to those who have no role to play. You are being pulled out of the crowd and into a private conversation with the divine because the assignments ahead of you require a level of focus that the world is constantly trying to steal. Consider this your spiritual salah, a moment to pause, reflect, and realize that the path you choose in the next few minutes will determine the trajectory of your entire year. By staying tuned and honoring this call, you are demonstrating your readiness to handle the mantle placed upon you. The urgency lies in the fact that the world is changing rapidly, and as a chosen one, you cannot afford to be caught off guard or out of sync with the Spirit. This is your invitation to step out of the shadows of confusion and into the blinding light of your true purpose, starting right here and right now. The concept of being a chosen one is often misunderstood as a title of ego, but in reality it is a heavy mantle of responsibility that begins with a distinct internal marking. You are someone who has always felt like an outsider, never truly fitting into the boxes that society or even your own family tried to place you in. This sense of being set apart isn't a flaw. It is the primary evidence that you have been hand-picked for a specific mission that requires a perspective different from the masses. God is speaking to you because you possess a spiritual sensitivity that allows you to perceive truths that others naturally overlook. While others are satisfied with the surface level of existence, you have always felt an unquenchable thirst for the more, a deep-seated knowing that there is a supernatural reality operating behind the physical veil. This intuition is your spiritual DNA, and it is the reason you were led to this specific message at this exact second. Your spirit recognized its master's voice. Being chosen means you have survived battles that were designed to break you. yet you emerged with your spirit intact and your faith refined. If you look back at your life, you will see a pattern of narrow escapes, unexplained protection, and a resilience that doesn't make sense to the logical mind. These weren't accidents. They were the training grounds for the authority you are about to step into, proving that you have the character to carry the weight of the glory that is coming. You are the one God is speaking to if you find yourself no longer able to tolerate the lukewarm or the fake. There is a holy fire burning within you that makes you uncomfortable in environments of stagnation, pushing you toward growth even when it's painful. This divine discontent is the hallmark of a chosen one. It is the shepherd's hook pulling you away from the flock and toward the high places where your true influence reside. The identification of your calling is the first step toward the manifestation of your power. You are not watching this by chance. You are watching because your name has been called in the heavenly realms, and it is time for you to answer. Acceptance of this identity changes everything. It turns your past pain into your future platform and your greatest weaknesses into the very tools God will use to impact the world through you. The spiritual emergency we are discussing is not a physical threat, but a critical alignment of timing where your destiny meets a divine expiration date. In the spiritual realm, there are seasons of kairos, opportune moments where the window for transformation is wide open, and you have just entered one of these high-stakes periods. The urgency stems from the fact that the tools and insights you need for your next assignment are being released right now, and missing this frequency could result in a delay that lasts for years. This is why the Spirit is pressing upon your heart so heavily. The time for hesitation is over, and the time for immediate radical obedience has arrived. The world is currently in a state of unprecedented flux, and as a chosen one, you are being called to act as a pillar of light amidst the gathering shadows. This emergency status is God's way of prioritizing your development, because your role in the upcoming shift is non-negotiable for the greater plan. When God declares an emergency, it means the heavens are moving at an accelerated pace, and you must synchronize your heartbeat with that heavenly rhythm. You are being warned to stop wasting your energy on trivial matters because your full capacity is required for the tasks that are currently manifesting in your life. This sense of urgency is often felt as a deep, inner pressure to change, to move, or to let go of people and habits that no longer serve your higher calling. It is a divine push, forcing you out of the comfort zone that has become a spiritual prison, ensuring you don't miss the transition into your true power. The reason it feels so intense is that the consequences of remaining stagnant are now greater than the fear of moving forward. You are being pushed by the hand of God because the destination you are headed toward is too important to be reached late or without proper preparation. When we speak of a spiritual emergency, we are also talking about the protection of your soul from the distractions that seek to derail your mission. The enemy of your soul knows that you are on the verge of a massive breakthrough, and he is working overtime to flood your life with noise and confusion. God is stepping in with this emergency broadcast to cut through that interference and provide you with a clear, direct path to safety and success. It is a rescue mission for your focus, pulling you back from the brink of burnout and redirecting you toward the source of your true strength. Finalizing your understanding of this urgency means recognizing that every moment you spend in alignment with this message is an investment in your spiritual survival. You cannot afford to wait for a more convenient time, because the grace for this specific move is available only in the present. This is a call to rise, to put on your spiritual armor, and to move with the confidence of someone who knows that their commander-in-chief has already cleared the way. The emergency is not a cause for fear, but a call to action for the warrior within you to finally wake up and take charge. In an era of endless scrolling and constant digital noise, the command to watch this before anything else is a safeguard for your mental and spiritual clarity. Your eyes and ears are the gateways to your soul, and if you fill them with the chaos of the world before receiving divine instruction, your discernment becomes clouded. By choosing this message first, you are setting a spiritual filter that will allow you to navigate the rest of your day with a sharpened intuition. This isn't just about watching a video. It's about a deliberate act of consecration, telling the universe that you value the voice of God above the opinions of men. The distraction economy is designed to keep you in a state of perpetual busyness without ever achieving true productivity or peace. If you allow the world to dictate your first thoughts, you are essentially handing over the keys to your destiny to the highest bidder. This message acts as a spiritual reset, clearing the clutter from your mind so that the seeds of your purpose can actually take root and grow. You are being protected from the noise that is specifically engineered to make you forget who you are and why you were sent here in the first place. Watching this first ensures that your spirit is armored up before you face the trials and temptations that the day inevitably holds. Information without inspiration is just a burden, but the truths being shared here are designed to ignite a fire that will sustain you through the coldest of challenges. When you prioritize this divine dialogue, you are essentially putting on your spiritual spectacles, allowing you to see the hidden traps and secret doors that others will walk right past. It is about gaining a tactical advantage in the spiritual warfare that defines the life of every chosen one. There is a specific frequency in this message that aligns your vibration with the higher realms, making you a magnet for the blessings that have been hovering over your life. If you watch other things first, you risk lowering your vibration to the level of fear, gossip, or vanity, which can block the very miracles you've been praying for. This message serves as a tuning fork, striking the note of truth so that your entire being can resonate with the will of the Creator. You are literally protecting your harvest by being careful about what you allow into your soil at the start of your journey. Ultimately, the requirement to watch this before anything else is a test of your spiritual hierarchy, who or what sits on the throne of your attention. When you pass this test, you open the floodgates for a level of revelation that is reserved only for those who are truly seeking the kingdom first. The clarity you will gain from this focus will make every other task in your life easier, more fluid, and more meaningful. You are not just watching a video, you are participating in a divine protocol that ensures you stay ahead of the curve and in step with the Spirit at all times. The divine blueprint for your life is not a vague suggestion, but a precise architectural plan that God is ready to reveal to you in this very moment. As a chosen one, your purpose is built on a foundation of specific assignments that are uniquely tailored to your gifts, experiences, and spiritual temperament. This blueprint serves as your roadmap through the chaos of the world, ensuring that every step you take is intentional and every struggle you endure is productive. By tuning into this divine instruction, you are moving away from the trial and error method of living and stepping into a life of calculated, heaven-mandated destiny. The first layer of this blueprint involves the dismantling of the false identities you have carried for years to please others. God is stripping away the labels of failure, an outsider, or not enough and replacing them with a core identity of authority and divine selection. This reconstruction is necessary because you cannot build a kingdom-level life on a foundation of worldly insecurity. The blueprint requires a solid, confident understanding of whose you are. Once you accept this new identity, the specific details of your mission, where to go, who to speak to, and what to build will begin to manifest with startling clarity. Implementation of your divine blueprint requires a level of discipline that sets you apart from those who are merely existing. You are being called to organize your life around your calling, rather than fitting your calling into the gaps of your life. This means your schedule, your relationships, and even your thoughts must be audited to see if they align with the master plan the Creator has drawn for you. The blueprint acts as a filter, allowing you to say no to good opportunities so that you have the space and energy to say a resounding yes to the God-ordained ones. There is a strategic timing embedded within your blueprint that ensures you arrive at your destination exactly when you are needed most. You may have felt like you were lagging behind or that your life was on pause, but in reality, God was just waiting for the alignment of the blueprint's phases. This plan includes hidden seasons where you are being prepared in secret for a public manifestation that will impact thousands. Understanding this layout removes the anxiety of competition, because you realize that your path is custom-made and no one can take the territory that has been specifically mapped out for you. Finally, the blueprint for the chosen one always includes a component of service and legacy that extends far beyond personal gain. You are being equipped not just for your own success, but to become a bridge for others to cross into their own spiritual awakening. This document of destiny is a living, breathing guide that will evolve as you grow, providing fresh revelations for every new season of your life. As you commit to following this divine design, you will find that the resources, the people, and the doors you need will appear as if by magic, simply because you are walking in the blueprint of the King. The path of the chosen one is inevitably met with spiritual resistance, because your growth represents a direct threat to the kingdom of darkness. This resistance often manifests as sudden waves of doubt, unexplainable fatigue, or a string of minor setbacks that seem designed to drain your enthusiasm and focus. Recognizing that these obstacles are not signs of failure, but rather confirmation of your significance, is the first step in overcoming them. The enemy does not waste ammunition on those who are going nowhere. The intensity of the pushback you feel is actually a measurement of the power of the breakthrough you are about to experience. Hidden obstacles often take the form of familiar spirits or old patterns that try to lure you back into a lower version of yourself. These can be toxic relationships that suddenly reappear or past insecurities that flare up just as you are about to take a leap of faith. Overcoming this requires a sharp sense of spiritual discernment, allowing you to see these traps for what they are: decoys meant to distract you from the emergency message God is sending. You must learn to close the doors on the past with a finality that signals to the spiritual realm that you are no longer available for the old cycles of sabotage. Mental strongholds are perhaps the most dangerous form of resistance, as they attempt to make you believe that the divine call on your life is a delusion. The resistance will whisper that you are unqualified, that you have made too many mistakes, or that chosen is a title for someone else, not you. To defeat these lies, you must use the Word of God as a weapon, actively replacing every negative thought with a divine truth. This is a battle for the mind, and the victory is won when you refuse to give the enemy's whispers a seat at the table of your consciousness. Sometimes spiritual resistance manifests as a feeling of isolation or being misunderstood by those closest to you. This social friction is a common obstacle for the chosen one, as your frequency begins to shift beyond the comprehension of those who are committed to staying the same. While this can be painful, it is a necessary part of your refinement, forcing you to lean entirely on God rather than the validation of people. By embracing this temporary solitude, you turn a potential obstacle into a sanctuary where your spiritual strength can be fortified without interference or distraction. Ultimately, overcoming resistance is about persistence and the realization that the power within you is infinitely greater than the pressure around you. You have been equipped with spiritual armor that is specifically designed to withstand the fiery darts of doubt and delay. Every time you choose to watch a message like this, or to pray when you feel like quitting, you are breaking the back of the resistance and clearing the way for your advancement. The obstacles are not there to stop you. They are there to be stepped on, serving as the very stairs that lead you to the higher ground of your divine destiny. Aligning your path with God's immediate command requires a radical shift from operating on your own timeline to moving in sync with the rhythm of the Spirit. This alignment is not a suggestion but a necessity for the chosen one who wishes to walk in the fullness of their power and protection. When you receive a divine directive, the window for maximum impact is often narrow, requiring you to drop your current agendas and prioritize the instructions being whispered to your soul. This process of synchronization ensures that you are at the right place at the right time to receive the specific blessings and connections that have been prepared for this exact moment. To truly align, you must develop a spirit of instant obedience, which is the hallmark of those who are truly submitted to the divine will. Delayed obedience is often just another form of disobedience, as it allows the logic of the world to talk you out of the miracles that require a leap of faith. By aligning your path immediately, you bypass the traps of overthinking and fear that the enemy uses to keep you stagnant. This alignment acts as a spiritual magnetic force, pulling your reality into harmony with the heavenly realms and making your journey smoother and more directed than ever before. Alignment often involves a divine pruning, where God removes paths, projects, or people that are not moving in the same direction as your new assignment. While this can feel like a loss, it is actually a strategic clearing of the way to ensure that your energy is not being leaked into dead-end ventures. You must trust that if a door is closing during this alignment process, it is because there is a much greater portal opening ahead that requires your full presence. Embracing this pruning allows you to travel light, unburdened by the baggage of a season that you have officially outgrown. The power of immediate alignment is that it grants you access to secret place revelations that are not available to those who are lagging behind in their spiritual walk. As you align your path, you will find that the Word of God becomes more vivid, your dreams more prophetic, and your intuition more razor-sharp. You are essentially entering a flow state with the Creator, where your actions become an extension of the divine hand on earth. This level of intimacy is the reward for the chosen one who hears the emergency call and chooses to adjust their life accordingly without hesitation. Consistency in this alignment is what builds the spiritual momentum necessary to break through the final barriers of your destiny. It is not enough to align for a day. You must make a conscious decision every morning to check your compass against the North Star of God's command. As you walk in this total alignment, you become an unstoppable force of light, demonstrating to the world what is possible when a human life is fully surrendered to a higher calling. This is the moment where your preparation meets your purpose, and the result is nothing short of a supernatural transformation. The signs you have been ignoring are the subtle, persistent nudges from the universe that have been trying to steer you back toward your original design. You may have dismissed these as mere coincidences, or perhaps you were too busy with the noise of daily life to notice the patterns emerging in your surroundings. These signs, whether they be repeating numbers, a specific message that keeps finding you, or an unshakable feeling in your gut, are actually the breadcrumbs left by the Spirit to lead you out of the wilderness of confusion. By reconnecting with the source, you begin to understand that nothing in your life has been random. Every sign was a heartbeat of the divine calling you home. Ignoring these signs for too long can lead to a sense of spiritual dehydration, where your life looks functional on the outside but feels empty on the inside. This emptiness is not a sign of depression, but a sign of disconnection from your true power source. God is using this emergency message to remind you that your strength does not come from your own striving, but from your proximity to the light. When you stop ignoring the warnings and start acknowledging the divine synchronicities, you plug back into a reservoir of energy and wisdom that can sustain you through any storm. Reconnecting requires a deliberate silence, a pulling away from the digital and social static that drowns out the still small voice of truth. You have been looking for answers in all the wrong places through the opinions of others, the validation of social media, or the pursuit of material security, when the answer has been waiting in the quiet of your own spirit. This reconnection is a homecoming, an invitation to sit at the feet of the Creator and receive the downloads that are specific to your soul's journey. It is in this space of reconnection that the signs finally start to make sense, forming a clear picture of the map you are supposed to follow. The signs are often messengers of transition, signaling that you are entering a new portal of growth that requires a different version of you. If you have been seeing the same themes or encountering the same challenges repeatedly, it is because there is a lesson you have yet to master before you can move to the next level. Reconnecting with the source allows you to see these challenges through the lens of growth rather than punishment. You begin to realize that the universe has been speaking to you all along, trying to protect you from mistakes and prepare you for the magnitude of what is to come. As you sharpen your spiritual senses to recognize these signs, you will find that the guidance becomes more frequent and more direct. You will no longer have to guess which way to turn because the signs will act as a divine GPS, illuminating the path step by step. This renewed connection brings a profound sense of peace, knowing that you are never walking alone and that the Creator of the stars is intimately involved in the details of your life. Today is the day you stop ignoring the whispers and start walking in the full confidence of someone who is in constant conversation with the infinite. As we bring this urgent session to a close, remember that being a chosen one is not about personal glory, but about the divine responsibility you carry to be a light in a dark world. You have received the blueprint. You have been warned about the resistance, and you now hold the keys to align your path with the Creator's immediate command. Do not let the noise of the world drown out the sacred fire that has been ignited within you today. The emergency is real, but so is the grace that has been provided for you to overcome it. As the ancient proverb says, "And the soul of the diligent shall be made fat," meaning your commitment to this spiritual work will yield a harvest that others cannot even comprehend. You have stayed until the very end because your spirit recognized the truth, and now it is time to move from hearing to doing. The shift you have been waiting for starts the moment you decide to prioritize your divine calling above all else. I want to hear from you. What was the biggest revelation you received during this message? Which of the signs we discussed have you been seeing in your own life? Your journey and your insights might be the exact encouragement someone else in this community needs to see today. To show that you have stayed through this entire emergency broadcast and to help this message reach more people who need to wake up, type the word "chosen" in the comments below. By doing this, you are not only signaling your commitment to your path, but also helping the algorithm push this divine warning to other chosen ones who are still searching for their way. Thank you for being part of this movement of light, and I will see you in the next one.